Alright, I'm here. I am going to change, hopefully, the rear hubs on my 2013 Pathfinder that you can see right here. I see a lot of videos online made by people that know what they're doing. I do not know what I'm doing. But I'm going to try because I don't have a lot of money and it's got to happen. I'm in a borrowed shop with my grandfather. He's here to heckle and cuss for me if something goes wrong. And my daughter's learning video editing, so I figure if I make this video, it gives her material to practice with. So here we go. Alright, hopefully you got a good shot of this wheel. We got it raised up, we got a jack stand underneath it, wheels are chalked. You want to make sure you're good and safe, and we're just going to drop this wheel off. She won't move, so it's a breaker bar today. Put these over by my jack where I can't lose them. And I'm going to slide this underneath my rocker panel, so that if everything goes wrong, at least there's something under there that's not me. I should say, if you're watching this video and you want to hate on it, you're more than welcome. But do me a favor and at least make it funny. Because as I said, I really don't know what I'm doing. But we're going to give it a shot anyway. We're going to get this pin out and then go ahead and try to loosen that nut if we can. Alright, that's a 32mm socket on, or nut rather, on that spindle. I had to buy one. My local auto parts store actually broke a set for me, which is really kind of them. I've already got it sort of loosened. So we'll spin that off of there, set that where I can't lose it as well. Alright, now we're going to take the caliper bracket off. I believe it's a 19mm. This one I can get out with my socket and can get it loose. The bottom one, it's going to take a box end wrench. It's low clearance down there, you can't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a wrench on it. Fun part about auto mechanics is I do not like it. I'm no good at it. I don't pretend to like it. I don't pretend to be good at it. I just do it because it's got to be done. I hate doing these kind of jobs, but my local shop couldn't get me in until the middle of next week, and this is the vehicle that hauls my family around. And that just isn't going to work for my wife and my kids. So here I am doing something I don't like because I have people in my life I do like depending on me. And as I said, a lot of videos, the guys making them know what they're doing. They're a mechanic or they've done this for years. I grew up around a farm. I learned it by necessity. I asked around. In fact, the torque specs I need for this job, I had to get my auto parts store to look up for me. They were more than willing to do that. I'm not going to give you the torque specs because you should look them up yourself. Form that relationship with your auto supplier. Call Nissan, do what you got to do to make sure they're right. But there are proper torque specs for each of these bolts that are recommended and should be followed, and you can access them in various places. I'm going to spin that out and when we get that bracket off, we'll come back. Alright, the other thing you're going to notice, we got the caliper off and the bracket. The brake pads are fairly wore. I got a little bit left, but we're in there. The rotor's in bad shape. We're going to do all of it while we're there. Yeah, now we're going to try to get this off. I've got a puller, so we're going to go ahead and get that hooked up. See, I sound like I'm trying to know what I'm doing, but I really don't. But you do want to hang this. I've got a piece of wire holding it up there, so there's no stress on your brake line. Before we get to pulling, there are 4 17mm bolts. I forgot to mention that, and if you pulled without taking them out, that would be catastrophic. And they are in behind here. They poke, they seat right here, but the access is in there. 17mm, you take those out. Mine came out rather easily. Here we go. We'll go ahead and get this hooked up. Let's see what kind of damage we can do today. Alright, well there's what it looks like after the puller's done its damage. There's the old part. You can't hear it, but she's pretty rough. There's stuff moving around in there is not supposed to move. It's making a horrible noise on us. It's way too far gone to be doing it now, but we're doing it now. We're going to go ahead and try to put the new one on. Alright, so our trusty puller came through. I'm told you can rent these from an auto parts store. My auto parts store does not rent them, so I had to buy one. Still cheaper than paying somebody to do this, although they would be much better at it than I am. The main reason I did it is because it's faster. I cannot wait 6 days to have this changed. I live in eastern Canada, rural New Brunswick. We're actually in the midst of our, what they're calling our worst snowstorm of the winter here this winter. It's a good time. and I just got to get this done. I'm going to get my wife and kids back on the road. So it's all apart. We've cleaned it up. Took a little bit of emery cloth and went at the spindle just a little bit in here where things seat, and in behind where it seats on the seal. You'll see that when you take it apart. Here's the old part. This seats right up against here, so I wanted that to be good and clean. I kind of brushed this stuff out so it's free of rust. I dealt with the back of it so it worked, and I cleaned up right around here where this part of our new part is going to seat. So here's the deal. I'm hungry and it's dinner time, and I'm working on my own clock, so I'm gonna go eat and I'll be back. All right, here we are after lunch. Got it on there. Our 4 bolts right here have been tightened into the proper torque from the back. You can look that up either online or ask your auto parts store. If they're good like mine, they'll have that for you. I remind you, by the way, that I opened this video saying I don't really know what I'm doing. So if you're watching this video, you know more than me, and you're on here to hate on a video, fill your boots. But I ask you one request: don't teach my kids new words. They do read the comments on the YouTube channel. I welcome, in fact, I invite, I beg for constructive criticism. But if you're a numbskull and you feel like spreading that around, find another place to do it. My YouTube channel is not the place. We're going to go ahead and put the new rotor on, the new pads, reinstall the caliper, and then while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and actually just rotate my tires. I got directional winter tires on, so I'm just going to rotate the back to the front and the front to the back because, well, why not? I'm here anyway. And then I'm going to move on with my life. So we'll pick this up in a little bit. I'm going to do some of that work and then get on to maybe changing the other side. We'll see. All right, while we were off camera, went ahead and got the new rotor on. Put our wheel nut on, got it to the proper torque spec. You can look that up. My cotter pin, I had another one, thankfully. There's a little adjustment in here for your park brake. We went ahead and adjusted that. So there's just a little bit of drag, and then I backed it off one little click. So it's not dragging, but it's right there. And my new rotor did not come with a rubber plug, so I stole this one off of my other rotor, which really wasn't that old. So now we're going to go ahead and put the caliper back on in place, and then yeah, we'll be done. We'll put the wheel back on. I've looked up the torque, so we're going to go ahead and torque them as needed. I know there's a lot of people that say, bah, humbug, you don't need to torque, tighten them by hand. That's probably true, but I'm not a mechanic. My family's riding in this thing, and I need to sleep at night so that I know that if I get the torque to what it should be, according to the specs, then theoretically it's right. I don't have to guess. I tend to worry way too much, and I just don't want to have to worry about that. Plenty of other things to keep me awake at night. So I go ahead and I look up the torque and follow that because, like I said, not an experienced mechanic, not pretending to be, just making a video because it's fun in a borrowed shop because, as I said, one of the worst winter storms we've had here this year is going on right now outside. Normally I have to work on this junk in my own yard. I don't want to. If you don't have a torque wrench, for years I used this thing. It's a beam style torque wrench. I think I bought it for like 12 bucks. It was wonderful, and it has served me very, very well over the years. Eventually my wife felt sorry for me and she bought me a proper torque wrench, for which I am very grateful. So that's what I try to use when I can, although sometimes this proper torque wrench that I have doesn't fit everywhere, so I end up having to use my beam style one anyway. So I keep it nearby most of the time. Alright, we got her back together. And we snagged the wheel off the front because I wanted to have a look at the front brakes. They're not too bad. They'll make it a while yet. Figured might as well rotate the tires while I'm safe and warm and it's snowing outside. So I'm going to spin these back on. We'll torque this wheel. And we're going to drop this side and I'm going to go around the other side and do it all over again. Alright, this is the other side. We're going to do it the same as the one before. Only this time I'm just going to let the camera roll. can say this right now because he's going to the bathroom, but I'm in my grandfather's borrowed shop. I bring most of my own tools, but I robbed some of his. I just want to take a minute and say that I am blessed. Be able to sit right here. He's over there. You've heard him puttering away. He's making a table. Grandfather turns 87 this year, and I'm puttering in the same shop as him. Not everybody gets that opportunity, and so I'm pretty grateful for that. I just wanted to put that out there for the camera. If you're still watching this video, probably you're bored and got nothing else to do, or you're getting ready to leave hateful comments. I remind you, I welcome helpful comments. I would love to learn from people that know more than me. But don't be a troll to teach my kids new words in the comment section. Nobody likes that. Seriously, be a smart human. But what I really want to say is I'm really grateful to just kind of putter in the same space as my grandfather. Who knows how much longer we'll get to do that.
That one coming off?
She's all off, brand new one on.
Oh.
I'm just trying to get her tightened back up.
Oh, you're coming like a grass fire in a thunderstorm.
Oh, about that quick, yep.